Welcome to the Global Peace Film Festival Lives Online Conversation 2021 Festival Edition. Please join me, Kelly Devine, the Artistic Director, and Nina Strike, the Executive Director, in conversation with Keerthigan Sivakumar, the Director of Am I Also a Dream, which can be seen as a part of the Global Peace Film Festival Free for All Shorts program that will begin streaming September 27th through October the 3rd. We also have a very limited in-person program, which begins September 21st and ends September 26th. All the information about our films and other upcoming events can be found by going to peacefilmfest.org. And now let's welcome Keerthigan. Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
Hi, Keerthigan. It's wonderful to have you with us. So let's start this by talking about your film. So tell us a little bit about it.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to the festival, this wonderful festival. So this is a film about me and my past journey. I'm an Sri Lankan Tamil. I arrived in Switzerland in 2009 as an asylum seeker from this war-affected country. I was 19 years old at the time. After a couple of months of my arrival, one day I just suddenly started to feel dizzy and faint. From there on, it never stopped. So it started to, how can I say, handicapped me little by little, and one day it has totally invaded me. So this film is about I tried to find out what had caused this violent sensation. So I just started to look back at the years I had spent in exile in Switzerland and my childhood memories in my home country. So I just discovered also that I have so many personal visual archive that I never look back. It could be help me to find some mysterious memories of my past life. So this film is everything about what I found in my past visual archive, and if I find a reason of this issue of my life.
Well, Keerthigan, it's obviously a very personal story. It's your own story, but it is an interesting approach that it almost feels, as you say in the title, like a dream. And if you could talk a little bit about that approach to communicating your experience as someone who left one country for another country as probably it wasn't a choice that your family would have taken if your home country were still in peace.
Yeah, so the question is like how sorry, I didn't really get it.
How did you decide about that approach that is very dreamlike?
I think it just happened to me when I just struck with this kind of violent sensation. I totally get ill, and I don't know how can I escape from this situation. How can I tackle this situation? And I don't have any tools of any kind of power tools to face this struggle. The only thing that I could the only thing that helped me at that time is like my experience and my passion in the cinema. So I say that why can't take a cinema as a tool to try to tackle this sensation violence. So everything happened like that. Everything started like that. So I just start to look back my videos and the footage that I shot in my childhood age, and little by little I just start to feel that, okay, this is something can really connect with the traumas that I faced in my past life, and I can't escape from these traumas. Even I didn't really realize that these are the traumas. So I said that, okay, maybe I have to do something with that, because I don't have an energy to just going outside from my home, because it's like every day it really started to faint physically. So it's like whole like 2-3 months I was just really ill. Even I don't have really energy to just getting from the bed and go to the toilet or the washroom. Even I don't have an energy. So it's like it's totally invaded me, like handicapped me. So I said that, okay, what can I do now with this stuff? How can I face it? And luckily there's this courageous that I have with the cinema, this passion that I have with the cinema. I say that, okay, just take them and just look back these archive footages that I shot, and what is really it's telling me about these issues. So it's everything started like that.
And since you have gone through this process, did you find it helpful to you in, on the other side of this process?
First, it is not really helpful, because most of the images that you see in the film is like the archive footages. So it's like I never shot as in a fictional movie. There are so many footages that really archived that I showed it for the other reason, like my traveling journey to India to see my family. So these are the stuffs that really, it's like I just shot it in my smartphone and I keep aside. So when I take back these images and start to do a movie with this, most of the time I spend a time for the editing. So when I start to do an editing process about these archive footages, it's really, how can I say? First, it's really very hard. It's very, very hard to just try to look back something where you really feel that there is then a trauma, and you realize that, okay, this is the trauma, and you realize that at the same time you start to deep into that trauma to just open the wound. It's not never healed yet, and you try to analyze the causes. Okay, why this trauma happened and how it's happened. So it's a very torturing process at the beginning, until I made this film for the 6 months or 7 months of the editing. Until I finish this project, I don't have a really, I feel like, okay, I really regretted to do this movie, because it's like every day it's like it's worsen the situation of my sensations. But what happened when I finish my movie, I just keep that in some I just keep that in somewhere in a secret room, in secret cupboard in my room, because I don't have even a courage to show this film to others. So it's like that's this kind of suffering, and the fears was continuing until when I was say that, no, I have to show this film to others. And one day I decided, and I showed to my friends and my school. At the time I started my formation, and I showed this film to my professors and everything. That's the moment I really feel that this is the only way that I can tackle these traumas that happened to me with my past journey. And the moment that I show the film, how they look the film, I said that, okay, from that moment, this trauma is no longer belong to me. It belongs to the universe, because I just try to give a shape and a soul and artistic approach to these all abstract things of trauma. So that's really helping me. That's really helping me to curse my healing. And it's kind of an autotherapy, finally. It's kind of a recovering autotherapy, finally.
Well, thank you so much for being so vulnerable and for sharing this story, because I do think it will be helpful to others. And certainly the core mission of our festival is to show people stories that will help them either in their own lives or their own communities to make the world a more just and peaceful place. But that certainly means that we have to find ways to heal ourselves. So your story is really very beautiful in that regard. And so thank you for sharing it with us and with our audiences.
Thank you, with pleasure. I think it's the same kind of the feedbacks that I get from my friends. They said that this is finally not only your personal story, it's also about all the immigration issues of how European communities, European governments treat the refugees who are undocumented or the refugees who are illegal, and how it could be affect to the refugees, not only physical way, it's also very psychological consequence. So they say that's okay, this experience can really show us how vulnerable can be. So yeah, so I think it's really in that way I feel like, okay, somehow this is my personal story. At the same time, it could help to understand a little bit about how the immigration system is working in Europe, especially in the Switzerland, and what could happen if, as a government, if you reject someone, if you accept someone, what would happen if someone is just forced to send back to their country? What would happen if someone is lost their families, lost their relations? You know, so this film is about all the stuffs, I think.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your story, because it's so important. Well, many years ago, I worked with a Cambodian refugee who escaped the Khmer Rouge atrocities. And when he started telling his story publicly, he said, "I can feel peace inside me now," when he did that. So you sound like this has given you a similar kind of inner peace to be able to share your story. And your story is the story of so many people, not only from Sri Lanka, but from around the world. So how can, what are you doing with the film now? How can our audiences watching this support your work? And I'll come back for a final question.
How can support my work? I think I feel so happy if give some taken a time, just 15 minutes. I think this short film is about 16 minutes or 17 minutes. So just watch the whole movie and share your comments about the film directly to me or the person who concerned, the person who are in this situation. Just share your thoughts. It could be really helpful. I think in the way that, okay, how this film can go and reach and a community that the community that not really faced as I faced these immigrant struggles. So I think that's the first thing I really asked them. All the audience can see the film and just making a debate about the film or making a discussion between you, just sharing a word with your friend and asking about, okay, what do you think about the Switzerland refugee system and immigration system, and what do you think about if someone is lost their family, and what do you think about if a guy who lost his parents and all the siblings just for the 10 years and just return back to see them, what could be happen, what kind of the emotion can evoke with this scenario, you know, like all this, every situation that you can speak with others. I think it really helped to understand the people who are in my situation. Especially I really I want to just ask the people who, if you see someone next time in front of you, someone is just faint in front of you, just fall in front of you, just don't think about that. Okay, it's a very pure physical problem. It could be really a psychological affectness of something. It could be a really a challenging psychological aspect. So you can really help him or her. The way that you approach him or approach her, don't hesitate to approach this kind of the person, because it can be say many of the stuffs. It can be even say like on a traumas, like me, that I never felt that I can have a trauma in my past life. So until I discovered that, okay, this is the trauma, this is the something like I never accepted. I never thought that, okay, this is the trauma. So that is my problem. That's I try to say in this film. So like, I always encourage to the people, just if something happened to your past life, and if it is not in your hand, don't feel guilty, don't feel shame to share that, and just share it. That's the point, that you can get courageous. And I strongly believe that any kind of art tool that you can take within a photography, within a video, within any kind of drawings, like everything can help you to strengthen your voice. So transform your vulnerability to your force. So art really can help you.
Yes, that's so true. So finally, what's next for you?
I just recently finished my diploma project, because I just recently finished my bachelor's studies in cinema. And my diploma project is in a fictional movie. It's also telling about an immigrant and his struggles in an early stage of hostile country. But it's a very comic film. So I'm just waiting for the audience reaction of that film. I don't know how that film can reach you, maybe by the festivals, like you select my film. And now I'm currently looking for another short film. Just I'm on the writing phase of a short film about just on a journey in a train or in a bus, and with unknown passages, like on a journey that you can make from a city to another city, and in the journey how you can connect with the other passengers that you never met them. So it's a story about that. So currently I'm just keep continuing my short film projects, but everything based on a social issue, on immigrant issue. And I'm looking forward to keep continuing this work. I just shared my Facebook contact with this conference, so the people, they can really write me directly, because I need also some support from the public who live in all part of the world for my next film, because my next film also about archive footages that I really looking for to ask the people, like when you travel next time in the bus or in a train, just if you can just take a photo, just take a video in your neighbor's seat or in your passengers with the same cabin or same place, and just send me, because I just start to collect the video footages of how the traveling system can work in all over the world, how the bus can just how you can move by in a bus, on a train with the unknown passengers all around the world. So this is a film about that.
Keerthigan, well, thank you for letting us know about your upcoming projects and for being so open and vulnerable and sharing your Facebook contact. So if anyone would like to continue to follow Keerthigan's work, please go to facebook.com/Keerthigan Sivakumar and write him a note, or as he requested, send him a photo during your own travels, and that would be wonderful for that connection between our audiences and you, Keerthigan. So we're very hopeful that will happen. And I want to thank everyone who has listened to this interview, and to remind you again to find out all the information about all of our programming, including Am I Also a Dream as part of the Free for All Shorts program, please go to the Global Peace Film Festival website, peacefilmfest.org, follow us on social media, and tune in for the next Glow. Thank you so much.